friends, welcome to my channel, JB's Crochet. I'm your host, Amber, and today I'm going to I am going to make yarn barf, apparently. No, I'm going to make a C2C mug rug for my bottles and cans that I drink out of on occasion. Trying to figure out where this one's coming from here. I'm going to pull it off camera for a second. Why are you trying to figure out where this is coming from? It's right in there somewhere. So, anyway, I use cups a lot that, have the potential to sweat. Well, I want to make something that can, go underneath my my cups and catch the sweat. I'm going to see if I can do this. Probably not, but we're gonna make this work. This is a mess, but this is how it rolls here at my world. So I'm actually gonna run these two together and use my 5.5 because these are kind of thin. So I'm gonna run two together, almost like a 4 weight. This is, man, I'm trying to remember what cotton this is. I think it's some cotton from Walmart. It's they're little cakes. They come like this, and there was different colors, and I grabbed 2 different cake colors. Anywho, I'm gonna do a C2C mug rug, so we'll see how long this takes me. But I'm just gonna this will be kind of a tutorial, kind of not, but I just wanted to, crochet a mug rug while I talk to you about whatever comes to mind. And I'm using my new contraption here. So I just chained 1, 2, hold on, I have fiber on my nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to double crochet into the third one that is right here under my thumb. So I'm going to insert my hook under both loops of that bump because I'm using 2 strands, so I want to make sure I get both. And I'm going to double crochet. Because I'm running 2 together, I shouldn't really have to make this too big. But I also want to make sure it's kind of thick and stiff, so that way when I put my got a fiber hanging around my nose, it just doesn't want to go away, or hair or something. I want to make this nice and thick and stiff so that it, absorbs my liquids from my cups. See? That is our first square of our C2C, and then I'm going to chain up 5, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to double crochet into the third chain, which is right here. When I do the first initial square, I go into the bumps, but then when I go along here, as I increase, I go into the middle of the V and grab the one side and the bump, and double crochet into it like that. So then I have that one single strand left of the V. So anywho, what are you guys working on today? I know you hear that a lot from content creators, and to be honest, I'm a lot like they are, and I love to see what everybody is creating because I draw inspiration from everybody. I slip stitched into that chain 2 space there. I'm gonna chain up 2. I do my C2C slightly different. I do chain 2s and chain 5s and chain 2s to move up, I guess you could say. So the chain 2s, I move up into my next square, and then when I'm increasing, I chain 5 instead of the 6 and 3 that most C2Cs you will find do. So So this is our first row of squares, and then this is our second row. And as Juan likes to say, and it's a really good point, it looks like stairs. So we're working our way up the stairs, and now we're going to work our way the other way. So I got to chain my 5. Like I was saying, I'm going to try and talk and count at the same time. I draw inspiration from everybody. The 2 biggest ones I have had recently are Juan from Juan the Yarn Addict's channel, and Jax from Creation by Jax, and then also, I guess 3, Miss Amanda from Tap Mama and the Beg Brigade. She's also another inspiration. One day I want to, dabble more into making wearables. And then I guess my list keeps growing. I have really gotten excited about working in Tunisian crochet again. I'm a newbie when it comes to that because all I've done is a bunch of squares, and I think either the knit stitch or the Tunisian knit stitch or the Tunisian simple stitch. I can't remember. I'd have to look at my pattern because I still have it, fortunately, that I can, reference back and see, but I just haven't yet to see to be able to tell you. So Michael from MDL Crochet, he is my inspiration for getting excited for and maybe one day designing my own Tunisian projects. So there is row 3 already. I think I might just do 5 rows. So 2 more rows, maybe. We'll see how big it gets. I also like to do things in even numbers, so 5. Yeah, so just even numbers in my head just work. Just make my brain happy. I'm trying to make sure I grab all the strands, or go underneath all the strands. I probably should have done maybe a 6.0, but to be honest, I don't want it to be drapey. So, I am using a 5.5, which it's working pretty good. As you can see, I like to tighten down my slip knots, especially on the C2Cs, because it closes in the gaps a little bit more for me in my brain. Some people just get to going like super fast, and it really, to them, doesn't really matter. But for me, it's just something I've always done, I guess. I don't know. I did see somebody a long time ago, and I don't remember from where. Couldn't even begin to tell you where. I saw them tightening down their stitch, or not stitch, but their slip stitch. But I just saw it and went, ooh, I like that, and I started doing it, and it's just been a muscle memory thing ever since for me. So now when you're going along, sometimes this one can get in your way when you get up here into this one. You can fold it over like this and, work into your area here. And it will help you not, catch other strands from this area over here. So I'm going to go into my chain 2 space here. Slip knot. So this is what I'm talking about. I tighten it down. Just so it's nice and, I don't know. It just, makes it less there. And depending on how this color works out will depend on if I make more of these, which, this cotton's not too, it's softer than the peaches and creams in my mind. Peaches and cream. So I'm trying to see here. That's 4. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go one more row and see. I think it's gonna be big enough for most of my cups. I mean, doing just the 4 would be plenty big, but you know. And then as you use it, it will flatten itself out. Sorry for the camera focus. It's wanting to focus on the cake of cotton down below and not what's in front of it. I'm trying to keep my stuff in front of it so that my camera stays focused on this. One day, my plan with my channel is to, it's kind of like a little side, I wouldn't say a side hustle. I guess it's more of a side hustle because, you know, it's a hobby. I'm doing this for fun, and I do want to make a little money off of it so that I can be able to make more content, you know, for you guys. So that is my goal, is to get monetized and be able to make money from this, so that way I can turn around and use the money I make off the channel to put it right back into the channel and not have to take money out of what I guess you would call my family money. So that way I'm leaving all that for myself and my family, and not, you know, and giving myself a budget, so to speak. So like, say I only make X amount of money through the YouTube funds, and whatever, you know, whatever I make through the channels, through the different, you know, things I have set up that are part of my whole hobby, you know, the coffee link, and one day if I ever get, like, you know, the super chats, or you know what I'm talking about, most of you do. Where was I going with that? Squirrel. My brain just really derailed here. I want to be able to take the funds that I make through all the different routes and ways that I have set up. So my hand, it's showing you how big this is. Now, I guess you can't really, you know, judge because you don't know how long my hand is, but this is a clover hook. So here, I'll just take this, and it's, you know, these clover hooks are around 6.5 inches. So this is around a roughly 5-inch square. So my C2C squares end up around an inch or so, depending on the hook size. This might be a little bigger because of the 2 strands. But if I did 1 strand 4-weight yarn, it's around an inch-ish. So I think this is going to be about a 5-inch square when we're all said and done. I will try to remember to measure when I get done. So instead of chaining up 5 like I have been doing, I'm actually going to turn my work, and I'm going to slip stitch into the each of these double crochets right here, and then into the chain 2 space here to decrease. So this is how you decrease a C2C. So I'm going to slip stitch, and again, I like to tighten my slip stitches along here too. It gives it a nice, now I don't make them nearly as small as the ones when I'm making, you know, coming up each square, but I just kind of tighten them down to where they're, you know, not loose. So there's my 3 slip stitches. Now I'm going to go into my chain 2 space and slip stitch and make sure I tighten it down a little bit, and then a chain 2 and keep going. So that is how you decrease. So now I'm going to work my way back the other way, so down the stairs. So let's see, we have 2, So anywho, like I was saying, I want to be able to use money that I make through this YouTube journey to literally be able to like buy tools and books and patterns and equipment to make, you know, tutorials easier or better looking. And then also to buy like, you know, yarn, obviously. I mean, that's a given. And what else? Like, you know, stuff to make the stitch markers that I'm making. You know, just things like that. Just so, you know, if I can make it like, I don't want to make it a job per se, because, you know, once I make it a job, it's just not going to be fun anymore. But I'm having fun just doing this for fun. But, you know, I would like to earn a little of financial while doing it, so that I can, you know, grow my channel and show my husband that I'm taking this seriously in a fun way, and, you know, not utilizing our family funds to to make everything with this channel. So, all right, I just want to show you. I have 1, 2, 3. So you can kind of see how it makes squares. So this is my first square right here. Right here in between my fingers. And then I have row 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares that way. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares this way. So like I said, I'm making this a 5 by 5. So I'm going to decrease on this end now. So I'm going to turn my work. Try to decide which way I want to turn this. It's kind of... yeah, I think I want to do it this way. So I'm going to slip stitch. Because it's a little bit thicker, and like I'm not using my normal, or not normal, my other project that I'm doing, it's a little bit thicker, so I had to think about which way I wanted to turn it, because like I said in a previous video, it just depends on the project in the moment on which way I turn things. So I've decreased on that side now, and I'm just going to work my way back this way. So yeah, I'm just really excited to put out this content for you guys, because I'm having fun teaching, and honestly just talking and being able to get to know people. So that is my plan. I don't want to get huge. Like, I think, like, you know, Tap Mama has a good number in her mind for like 5,000. I think she said it's like the most she ever wants to get. I mean, you can't really control if it goes over 5,000, but, you know, she's not really pushing to go above much more than 5,000. So that's kind of like what I'm thinking too. Like, I don't really want to get like so huge that on my lives I have like 500 plus people vying for my attention and, you know, responses. So I want to make sure I can talk to everybody, which, you know, the bigger channels, that they do a pretty, the ones I watch do a pretty dang good job of, you know, making everybody feel included. It's just hard when you have, you know, so many people on your lives. It's hard to, you know, be as intimate and personable, or personal feeling, I guess I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Intimate's a, you know, decent way to say it. So this is the way I normally go, and I go over that yarn and I slip stitch like that. But for some reason on the last one, the last decrease I did, I don't know. My brain just wasn't computing. Sorry for that. I had to readjust my arm so it would put my hands more in the center here. It's a little contraption that I have. I'm going to have to learn how to sit with this thing, because you know, can't exactly sit I mean, I'm comfortable, but, you know, it's a little bit on the edge of, you know, leaning towards not being comfortable, because if I sit in this position too long, I mean, I'm not sitting in a weird position. I'm just, this hand over here, my elbow's kind of tucked back behind my back a little bit to kind of hold my hand in a certain area in the phone. All right, so look, I'm almost done with this. So a little C2C mug rug literally should take you about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how fast you crochet. And I'm also using two strands of yarn to make this. So yeah, we're getting there. I think I'm on my last square here. Sorry, having yarn difficulties here with as thick as it is. Please do not let that deter you. It just, you know, persevere. Persevere through the trials, whether they be small or big. So, last square coming up. So, chain 2. And do 3 double crochets into the chain 2 space from the last square. I love the color changes on this. I might actually make more of these to give away or sell them or whatever. Another way to make some money to further my channel. And I am one that when I sell things, I'm gonna sell, I'm gonna what's the word I'm thinking? So most people would be done right here, right? I mean, my whole square is filled in. But what I like to do is I like to end it over in this corner and just to kind of square off this corner here. So I'm going to act like I'm decreasing again, but I'm just slip stitching over. See, I keep holding my hand way too high. That's why I have my elbow tucked back behind my arm or my back, so that way I can hold it further back here. So I'm going to slip stitch into here, into that chain 2 space, and make sure I tighten that last one down. And then I'm going to chain 2 and pretend to cut, because I don't have scissors. I sat down to do this and completely forgot to make sure I had everything. That actually turned out pretty cool. But do you see how, you know what I might, you know, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I was thinking about putting a border on this, but to be honest, I don't think it needs it. I think that looks pretty dang cool. And it's nice and thick too. Like, I would say a 1/4 of an inch, maybe. It's nice and thick, so a lot of cotton for my cups. So like this cup is one of those double-walled ones, so it won't necessarily sweat, but it just goes to show you how big the mug rug is. And you can set your coffee on that, and it's nice and thick, so you could use it like a hot pad mug rug, so like on your desks and stuff that you don't want to get hot spots on, you could put this down and put your hot coffee on it, and it'll just, you know, it'll absorb some of the heat. That way your desk and tables don't get sweat ring spots, water spots, or heat spots. So yeah, that turned out pretty cool. Tell me what you think about this down below. And yeah, I mean, I could do a tutorial a little bit slower if you weren't able to follow it just now, so let me know. Thank you for joining me, friends, and I will see you on the next video. So don't forget, stay kind and be positive, because, you know, just be as I recently heard, be the rainbow in somebody's cloud. I love Sharon from Sharon Loves Purple, that little thing she does. I believe it was her. But yeah, stay kind and positive. Kindness matters. And so we'll all be happy. All right, friends.